Okay, great. Well, now we're here. Let's bring up all the relevant cameras. We'll take away the title card. Okay. Now everyone can hear everyone, it looks like.
Sounds good. We're rolling.
Well, thanks for joining me tonight. I've got your super cool Magic play mat there. That's pretty awesome.
Let me, there we go. Get the full face in there. Yeah.
Awesome. As you may or may not know, if you saw any of the promotions or the title card that was up for a little bit, we are playing sealed decks tonight. We each have a sealed premier deck from 96, 97, and then each of us has some boosters to open up as well to help us get that deck up to 60 cards. Hopefully we won't have too many duplicates or troubles with the premier deck. And who knows, maybe we'll pull an ultra rare, a deep throat, or something like that out of one of these packs that's been patiently waiting for 30 years or 25 years, I guess. But,
can you explain the cherry picking thing to me?
The cherry picking?
Yeah.
I can a little bit. I've heard the story a dozen times on Mike and Matt, but apparently during the premiere, when they printed these up, they printed all the regular boosters. They had the commons and uncommons and rare. It's like what you would consider a standard thing. They printed all of those at once. And then for ones that had a ultra rare card, they printed them on a separate run. And when they sealed the packages, on the back, there was something to do with like you could tell if the foil was off by a little bit, the silver band or something.
Okay, so this is only in Premiere, right?
That's my understanding, yeah.
Okay.
And so people would go to their local game store once that information got out, and they would go through the boosters, or possibly even the retailer would go through the box and find what they believed were the ones with the ultra rares, cherry pick it out, and suddenly those showed up in their display cases for 50, 60 bucks, whatever. And,
whatever X-Files was worth at the time.
Yeah, and regular players got aced out.
So it's this silver band here that is.
If I remember correctly, I haven't heard the story in a little while, but that was the scoop. I want to say it was the silver band that you were pointing to right there.
Okay. So ours look the same, so I'm guessing neither one of these is going to be an ultra rare.
Well,
should we find out?
I choose to believe that we have a fighting chance for an ultra rare.
Okay.
Just to check on my video, on this side, it's kind of choppy. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, it's a little laggy.
Okay, well, this happened last time, but at least like my audio and you're looking smooth, so we can just forge ahead. And perhaps my computer will catch up with me here.
David, I want you to know how important this game is to me, because I had to stop the Bucks game at 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. so they're on the verge of their 17th straight win. So that's how important this is to me. I'm going to go back and watch the last 2 minutes after our game's over.
Okay, well, or maybe we'll take an intermission if the game's running a little long, and we can get something to drink, and you can check those 2 minutes. But
2 minutes is more like 10 for.
That's true with timeouts and penalties and all that kind of stuff. Sure. Well, I know I appreciate it. I know our one viewer, Stephen from Alien Investigations, is watching. I'm going to adjust my playfield a little bit there. Can you see my counter and everything now?
I can.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, so we're talking about how we're going to play this. We'll open up our deck. We'll see what our team is. maybe just quickly look through the deck to see what it looks like. Take out all if we got like 7 or 8 sites or something to that effect. We'll trim it up a little bit, and then I hope we can spend a little more time because the boosters are where the action is, right?
Right.
Those are where all the good ones are. So maybe once we open those up, we'll do it a little slower and go through and see if either one of us really got something super fresh. I know you've already got it in your hand. You're ready to go. So open it up. Let's see what you got in your starter deck here. See who your team is.
It's been like 20 years since I opened one of these. So I think we're going to get like so our agent team is going to be pre-made for us, right? In this thing?
Yeah, it'll be in the banded cards.
Okay. All right. So how do you want to do this? Should I flip my agents here and
let's
show them off? Okay.
It's the same as introducing our team.
Okay. So here's my team. I'm going to be rolling with I do have 4 agents, thankfully. All right, so first and foremost, we're going to do our man Fox Mulder.
Very nice.
Then we got Agent Mo Box. So we've got some decent alien investigation here. Criminal investigation, evidence collection. Pretty slick. Put that up there. So our third agent is going to be Karen Qasim, who I think complements Mulder's behavioral. Gives you a little occult investigation too. I don't think I've played with her. And then, of course, Lucy Kasdan. We were just lamenting that she never makes a team. And here she is.
And now you don't have a choice. Yeah.
Yep. we're going with it. So it looks like we've got a pretty strong behavioral, alien investigation, criminal investigation, and occult investigation team. Yeah.
Right on.
All right.
Anything notable in your deck there? Let's
take a look. So we've got hopefully some decent sites. I'm gonna look through this off camera real quick and pick an X file out of here.
Oh, sure.
Here, I'll just call my God, there are so many X files.
How many do you think? Probably like between 8 and 10, right?
Yeah, I think I have 10 of them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the 3 that were in the bandit stack. So yeah, I got enough of them. I'm gonna pick my X file. I'm gonna do this one, and then I'll hide the rest of them, and then we'll get these X files out of here. All right, so we got some witnesses, some sites, nothing too significant there. I think those banded ones are all kind of fixed or commons and uncommons, right?
Sure.
Yeah. I see a rare here that I will not be able to use, surfing the net, because I don't think I have any computer. I have 1 computer. Maybe a witness will help me out with that, though.
As Stephen in the comments, he made the same thing. He says, that's a decent team, Nathan. Shame that surfing the net is useless.
Unless I have a computer witness. We'll see. So government-sanctioned pheromone experiments is another rare. We'll see what your sciences skill is like to see if that gets played or not. Do we just get 2 rares in the starter deck? Yeah, this looks like all commons, uncommons. I'm not like a guru. Is thorough documentation rare? That must be.
I might have to defer to Stephen in the comments. I'm like you. I don't know all the rares and ultra rares, and
yeah, I think this is a rare. So those would be my 3 out of my deck. So yeah, it looks like we got a good. There's actually not many event cards out of here. Only a handful, which is kind of contrary to what we usually play, which is lots and lots of events.
Oh yeah.
more witnesses, more adversaries than we would probably normally use.
Some bluffs in there, some
And
equipment, anything like a shotgun that's worth 6 or something.
Well, that is a rare, so I think we're gonna have to lean on the pack for that.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I mean, some of the bluffs are pretty notable here. Some of these Holtzman, Peterson, Mosinger, these can you could spend CP to reduce your opponent's skills in those whatever particular skill they identify on the card. So those are pretty useful. Dr. Berube, same thing. Overcoat Man. But yeah, so I would say nothing crazy in my starter deck. Do you want to do?
Steven's confirming a thorough documentation is a rare.
Yeah.
So not a bad pull.
Yeah. So do you want to open yours? Should I open my packs? How do you want to do that?
I can't wait any longer. Open those packs.
Okay, we'll start with the Premier pack. Now this is 30-year-old cardboard. Pretty excited about this. All right.
And one thing while you're opening that up, I just got a starter pack for 24, the card game, and I was going through the cards, and they were all kind of stuck together and stuff. But these X-Files cards are really nice. I've never had that kind of problem.
They are. So you know how I said we were lacking in events? This looks like an event pack. Holy cow. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an entire event pack.
Oh no.
9 events out of this pack and 6 sites, which is actually that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's good.
The starter decks, including, it looks like, so we got an alien investigation here, a behavioral, another alien investigation, behavioral. Okay, so that actually is a pretty good pack for steel deck play. Yeah. I thought the Premier packs all had X-Files in them, but this one, weirdly enough, you can see some of the correlation issues here with 9 events and 6 sites. And I don't even know what my rare was. What was my rare in this? Did I get a rare?
I didn't see all of your events there.
So I have access personnel files. Maybe that's the rare. Force an opponent to make a computer 4+ skill check. I don't know. Steven can maybe do a little research for us here. It's access personnel file. I know expert briefing is not a rare. I know fingernail scrapings is not a rare. Evidence overlooked is not a rare. SWAT training is not a rare. In-service training is not a rare. Crop circles is not a rare. Written report is not a rare.
Well, maybe you got gypped on this.
Yeah, I might have. X-Files research, I'm not sure on. And I don't think any of these sites are rares. Arecibo, Minneapolis, Washington Monument, Farmington, Skyland Mountain, and Stevenson. Or Stevenston. So I don't know. Maybe Steven can answer that for us while I crack open these 2 truth packs. Now I'm excited for these because I am actually needing a few ultra rares out of these. So let's hope.
Let's hope you didn't give them to me by mistake.
If I did, it's all good, man. It's all good. So we've got.
Is that too close to the truth? That second one?
No, that's hazardous sample.
Oh, I couldn't see it very clearly. I thought it was the red door.
Dr. Aaron Monty. We got Mahan propulsion, a computer set I can't use. Hard evidence. The Overcoat Man again. Cape Cod Sciences, which I don't think I can use. What do I have? I have 2 sciences. So written report, cigarette butts. Oh, we got some. These must be the uncommons. Taped intelligence, symbol of faith. Adversary slithers in the night. Decoy, single agent combat. Dissection.
Ooh.
And Detective Miles. I don't know what the rare is out of that either. Decoy, maybe?
Steven says You, a multiplayer card. Yeah, he feels bad for you. It's a wasted card, but Stevenson and Washington Monument are rare sites.
Steve, so I got two rare sites in here.
Those 2 equipment cards are rares.
Which 2 equipment? These 2?
He says 2. Symbol of Faith, and what's the other ones?
Taped Intelligence.
Taped Intelligence.
Interesting. All right, so no hits. No big hits yet.
No big hits. We'll see what happens.
But again, those sites out of the first Premier Pack are actually pretty useful in this format. So, all right. So going on to my second pack, we have Electron Emission Microscope, Paul Mosinger. Another Evidence Overlooked. I think that's my third one of those. Relentless Pursuit can be pretty good.
Yeah.
Broad Street, Criminal Investigation, In-Service Training. You know, we might actually see some of these crazy remove an agent for a turn cards this game. X-Files Research, so apparently that was not the rare. Poisonous Gases. I've always wanted to use that card, and I'm excited to do that here, maybe.
I've had it in one of my decks in that CSI deck, but I just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
It's always toward the bottom.
So we have Olympic National Park. So I think those are the 2 rares. I'll get to those last. So we have Uncommons, Vicious Fangs, Unnatural Aging, and Sheriff Daniels is a great bluff. And now we'll go in. No Place is Safe is a very good card for having so many adversaries. And Road Trip.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, so I think that's what we're looking at, and I'll sort these while you crack your packs, my friend.
All right, still got the plastic on this Premier deck. Stephen is also telling us that Slithers in the Night is a fixed rare.
Oh, okay. It's a good adversary. It's pretty light on the conspiracy costs, so I like that.
There it is. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Smells like grunge music.
With the lights out, it's less dangerous, David.
Oh, come on. There we go.
We'll see if your Premier pack is as wonky as mine was.
Yeah, it's always funny to see just how many adversaries or X-Files you got in here. I got a little mixed up here, but okay. Let's figure out that team first. Rule books. Boy, if anyone needs a rule book, let me know.
They are available online too. If you just search X-Files CCG rulebook, you'll come up with a nice PDF, I think.
All right, the band is off.
Let's
First
go.
one on my team, Agent Tom Colton. And place 1 RP on this card, or 1 token on this card. This may be used to pay for any keyword criminal investigation or bureaucracy cards.
Pretty
if
nice.
you use this, replace it in your briefing phase. That's good. Oh, here's a new favorite of mine, Section Chief Scott Blevins. Treat Section Chief Scott Blevins as a Res 2 if he's in the Bureau section.
No place is safe, you know.
So true. Oh, Agent Jerry LaManna. Good thing we're not playing a killer game. Have you ever used him or used his effect?
What is his effect?
Once per game. Well, thank you for asking. Once per game. When Agent LaManna is, when Agent LaManna is part of a team investigating a site, his opponent is, oh man, this is one of those microdot ones here.
It is a wall of text, that's for sure.
Yeah, as part of a team investigating a site in the investigation phase, he may force his opponent to well, I'm not going to use that card.
No, I think you have to. I'm pulling him up on the interwebs. See what I can see.
Oh, Guillaume is joining us.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so Lomana's effect. Once per game, when Agent Lomana is part of a team investigating a site in the investigation phase, okay, you can force me to show the cards in my hand, and he can steal any one card. You can use it immediately in the investigation. You still have to pay for it. And then whether you use it or not, place it in the owner's discard pile at the end of the turn. So I vaguely remember some rulings on this card. So so I believe you can, and Stephen can correct me on any of this if I'm wildly off base, but I think you can steal any card. And so like even a conspiracy card, if you just want me to get rid of it. But if it's a like active card, if it's an investigation card, you can use it as part of your investigation, and then it goes away. So even if it has like a resource keyword, it's going to go away at the end of the turn regardless.
Okay. Yes, Steven says I may want to consider using Lomana's effect. I can see and steal one of your RP cards.
Yeah, you definitely want to use it. Definitely. That's a really good effect.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. To think I wouldn't have read it and just moved on. All right, so I did mix these up a little bit because I dropped it, but
you should have a fourth agent.
Right? I do. It's Assistant Director Walter Skinner.
Oh, wow.
So heavy on bureaucracy.
No kidding. And it looks like No Place is Safe is going to get a workout here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super heavy on bureaucracy. I've even got a modest amount of computer there for 3. Let's see here. Cumberland Prison, Byers. Such a shame with Byers. Oh, okay. So here's an X file. I'm going to set these aside right now, and I'll choose from that in just a moment. Let's see. Oh, here's Road Trip. Oh, here's the killer card, Agent Weiss. Dr. Diamond. Successful diagnosis. That'll work.
That's a nice one.
Let's see. Oh, there's Arecibo. Computer, but it's 5. Here. I may not make that one. Hidden Grave. That could be helpful. Trap. Oh, yeah. Look at all these sites. A plethora. Or adversaries, I mean. Harry Coakley, core training. Oh, gas chromatograph. I can access the field office crime lab now. Fingernail scrapings, blah, blah, blah. Hazardous sample. Here's a couple. Oh, look, and the rest are X files. I'm just going to count that real quick to see how many, just because I'm curious. Oh, that's an adversary. Pheromone-induced psychosis and darkness falls. Living machine.
Adversaries.
17 adversaries in there.
That's crazy. I think I got 6. Yeah. Holy cow.
I picked an X file earlier because I didn't know what our situation was, but I've got one now.
Nice.
Set the rest of these aside.
Can I just say while you open that, it's always disappointed me that Fox Mulder didn't have at least 2 subterfuge. And it's especially disappointing now that I add up my subterfuge and find it does not equal 4.
Is Mulder a sneaky snake like that, though?
Well, I mean, I don't know. He's always sneaking around somewhere through government barricades and whatnot into government facilities. Like, come on. Give the man a little credit, you know?
That's true. He's snuck onto more than a few military bases. All right, this is my premiere pack, so let's see what happens.
All right, let's go.
I have 4, 5, 6, 7 X-Files.
Oh, wow. And I got none in my pack.
Oh, yeah, that's
Crazy.
true. Okay, so Harry Coakley, hazardous sample, expedite request for resources, no way out, autopsy, decoy, friend in the FBI.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Plague of Locusts. I don't think I even know this one. Force an opponent team to make an occult investigation 4+ skill check. If they fail, negate all witnesses that are modifying the team's skill check. Mildly useful there.
Might be useful in this game, actually.
Oh, Steven's disappointed in us. He says that neither of us are smelling that 1996 air. I did get a whiff of it on that Premiere box when I got the plastic off. Yeah, memories.
You know, I have to say, actually, these I crack enough magic packs. These do not. These aren't as odorous.
Difference, yeah.
As some other 1990s packs, I think.
Another good statement on the quality of the cards. I was saying earlier, if you're just tuning in, I got a starter pack for 24, the card game, based on the TV show from the early 2000s. And as I was going through the cards, a lot of them were stuck together and stuff. And, these cards, really some nice quality cards, good cardboard, especially given their age. Let's see, the Overcoat Man. Oh yeah, Steven says a Plague of Locusts is a rare but expensive.
And the effect probably is not worth the cost.
Ooh, Doug's Spinny. Oh, travel arrangements, one of my personal favorites. Access personnel files. There's the Mahan Propulsion Laboratory in Washington State, I'll point out. Harry Coakley. Ooh, another hard evidence. Very nice. Dark Forces Align.
Oh, if you could pull that. Actually, that might be a great one for as many adversaries as you have. That card allows you to play 3 adversaries together, and they all attack simultaneously. Am I correct? Am I remembering that right?
I thought this one was the one that lets you attack in a site or in a different section. Let's see, play on an opponent team in any section. For the rest of the turn, that team is considered to have a single characteristic site keyword. You may choose any one characteristic for the keyword. So
okay, I had the wrong one then.
Yeah, I could set you up in the bureau or the hospital, had the site keyword adversary or affiliation, and then use a alien bounty hunter to attack you in the hospital.
I think I would prefer if you had the other one that lets 3 adversaries attack. That one is going to be brutal.
Here's Farmington, New Mexico, semi-jacketed hollow points. I'll probably be selling that one. No Way Out and Decoy. Dark Forces Align was the rare that I got in that one. I have that in one of my decks that I'm using on you guys, but again, just I haven't gotten to the card to be able to take full advantage of it. All right, last pack, truth is out there. Let's see what we got. Ultimate DSA, Hard Punch, Electron Emission Microscope, Suspect Description, and other travel arrangements, Expert Debriefing, Medical Treatment, Kick, another Mahon Propulsion Laboratory, Webbed Explosion, Equipment Malfunction. I believe that's my rare in there.
I think webbed is a rare. An explosion. Wait, explosion might be. I'm pretty sure it's explosion.
Also got Stevenson take cover and the Geiger counter.
You might have had 2 rares in that one. I think webbed and explosion are both rares.
Webbed, play on any primordial adversary to add 1 to their close range combat skill and prevent all damage from the opponent. That's not bad.
Pretty solid.
All right, we have our cards. We have our agent teams. Finish getting set up here, shuffle them up a little bit, and we can get started. Get my tokens on here.
I've been doing a little deck building here.
Have you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm dropping some of the sites I can't use.
Oh, geez. Have to pick a different way to shuffle these, nice and fresh.
So you're just shuffling all your stuff together and let her rip?
I figure if there's sites in there I can't use, I can just sell them for RP.
Yeah.
For CP, I mean. They'll take up a little bit of space, but oh yeah, Stephen is confirming webbed and explosion are both rare, and equipment malfunction is uncommon. So no one breath or deep throat or any of that kind of stuff. I've been stewing on that all day, hoping that something like that would pop up for either of us.
I know. It feels a little anticlimactic, doesn't it?
Got to free the ultra rare. Hashtag free the ultra rare. Going to keep opening these packs. All right. You guys, you pulled 3 or 4 access personnel files. Got to remove those since they have a multiplayer activator. Guillaume Counter is saying, can't they be used for CP? That was my thinking. Because you're not really playing it, you're just using it for, not playing it for its effect. Might have to check, even though I did this nice little randomizing. Steven's keen eye says I might have more than 1 or more than 2 of those access personnel files. We can't have any illegal decks.
Well, does that still count in sealed? I mean, usually, like I play enough sealed events for Magic. Even if you can only have 4 in a deck, if you pull 5 out of your packs, you can play with 5.
I suppose that's up to us.
That is. I don't really care one way or the other, so I'll leave it up to you, David, as the humble host.
You know what?
Studio Sequim.
Studio Sequim, that's right. I'm going to concur with you. I think that because it's kind of out of our control, and in the interest of keeping a good sized deck Let's go with that. We'll say if you can have multiples of one card.
Sounds good.
Oh, and access personnel files is a CP card, so it's pretty much garbage. Yeah, I might just fewer worthless cards, the better, I guess.
Yeah, I'm culling a few out of my deck here. We're looking at like 48 cards right now. I think all the adversaries go in, right? Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Let's check out these bluffs. I think I need to. Oh, I can take out the bureaucracy 3+ Detective Thompson.
Well, I could split my team and you could take advantage of that.
Your team has what, 10 bureaucracy, I think? I think everybody on your team has some.
Colton has none.
Okay.
Section Chief Blevins has 3. Skinner, of course, has 4. And Lamana, bureaucracy 2.
Okay. So the only way I could use that is if you send basically Lamana and Colton to a site together, which could happen, I guess.
Or they could be knocked out.
Yeah.
Well, if they're knocked out with an adversary, then you've already done your work.
Right. I can tell you I don't have many adversaries. I like all of these sciences 4 and up skill checks for you, though. That's nice. So with all that bureaucracy, we definitely want to include minus. We definitely want all the cigarette butts we can get. Yeah, I don't
Sounds
think
so strange to say that out loud.
Yeah. Alien investigation, medical sciences. I don't think Dr. Berube helps much except to bluff you. But I have other cards for that.
Oh, I'm going to be corrected. Colton has 1 bureaucracy.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think Detective Thompson is going to do much. You basically have to send a solo agent that's either Lamana or Colton to a site, and I don't think that's going to happen in this game. Now, why would I want to change a keyword? Oh, well.
What's the card?
So it's Dr. Aaron Monte. So play to change 1 keyword evidence collection, medical, or criminal investigation card to keyword motive. I mean, I understand that would help me with adversaries.
Yeah, that would help you with an adversary that had motive as its activator.
I don't even know if I have any of those. Result, method, affiliation, result. No, I don't. So I think Dr. Monte goes. Otherwise, yeah, we'll leave all these. Why not? Get the 2 witnesses in there. Yeah, we'll do a SWAT training. X-Files research. Sure.
Stephen concurs with you. He says it's going to be hard to get Detective Thompson past David's team.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. So. Yeah, otherwise we'll throw these in there. Why not? Okay. All right, so do you have any idea how big your deck is?
I'll count it as soon as I get them all together here. Feels pretty big, which I'm growing more and more comfortable with as I get more experience.
Yeah, I'm at like 75, which I did not think I would be for sealed deck play. But all right, just give them a shuffle here, and we'll be on our way. Yeah, that is, you know, I don't know what your sights look like, but your other skills. So you're going to be fine on criminal investigation and bureaucracy, but I'm not sure you're going to have a whole ton of sites you can even get to. You know what I'm saying? Although I guess we have enough equipment and witnesses and all that junk in these to maybe smooth that out a little bit.
Hopefully, just buy cards and get through the deck. I have 74.
Right. Okay, so yeah, we're pretty close. You know, I gotta say, sorting these out like this, I'm a big fan of the card backs on this game too. It's pretty slick.
Me too.
I could do without the lens flare probably effect on these.
A little crisper.
The classic 90s lens flare. If you're J.J. Abrams, you still use that in every movie.
I was going to say that was used quite a bit in Star Trek and stuff, wasn't it?
Yep, for sure.
And Stephen is asking, this is the first sealed deck game in which we had 3 boosters instead of 2. Tell us what the thought process was behind that. You know what? I had 3 booster packs, and that's what I wanted to do. I guess there wasn't any strategy in that.
Well, I sent you 3. I mean, it was my choice.
Sent me 3, and by God, I was going to open them. They're not going to just sit around. So.
Well, here was I did think a little bit more strategically about it, Stephen. So I knew that there were a lot of collation issues with the Premiere, and I did want to open a Premiere pack, but I didn't want to open just Premiere packs because of exactly what David got hit with here, which is like 7 X files in your pack, which really doesn't help you with your deck a whole lot. So I figured we can kind of help mitigate that or smooth it out if we also open a couple truth packs with it. So it was kind of strategic why I did what I did.
Don't bend them so much.
Oh, whatever. They're for the 200 people in the world still playing the X-Files CCG. I don't think they're going to be offended. Maybe if there was a deep throat or something in here, I would be a little more gentle with them. But
yeah, the way you're bending. The next thing I know, you're going to be eating Cheetos with them while you play. So.
Oh man, I should go and grab a glass of wine because I don't know. It just seems like we're in a vintage game. Have a little vintage wine. I don't know. All right, I think we're ready to roll, aren't we?
Did you want to take a quick break to get a beverage before we get started?
No, let's just roll through it.
Okay. Then we will get started. And, on Studio Sequim, the way that we decide who goes first is by flipping a token here. Right now this is my homemade token for the sinus cavity implant. So we'll have the sinus cavity implant here be the top. And the back of it is the quarter that I glued it to. That'll be tails. All right.
right.
Nathan, call it in the air. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Tails.
It is heads.
The one time I deviate from my heads. Okay. Let's get this going. Hold up. Here's my.
We've got 3 viewers now, Stephen and Guillaume, and a third mystery viewer. If you want, hey, call, put in a comment, let us know you're here.
Yeah, as far as pack openings, I think I'll spoil the fact that none of us really opened any big ticket items, but we should have a good game.
I think we got the makings of a decent beginner's game anyway.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So you are starting, David?
Well, you made a correct call on there, so you get to choose.
I didn't. It was heads, and I called tails.
You did? I swore I heard you say heads.
I wish I had.
Well, all right. Well, I would actually prefer to start as the conspiracy player, so you can get started. Did you draw your 7?
I have not. I'm just putting tokens on some of my cards here. I'll tell you, if you've got big designs on abducting any of my agents, Lucy Kasdan is hanging around this game. So
I'll keep that in mind.
So actually, just before I draw cards here, I should be good on resources this game because both Box and Kosef have sort of these replenishable tokens every turn that let me pay for sites or keyword cards, which a lot of my sites here are behavioral observation, alien investigation, and occult investigation. So I think those will come in pretty handy.
Nice.
All right, so draw my 7. Take a look at these. And I get a free card draw here. All right, and I will generate res. So we've got 1 off Kasdan, 1 off Kosef, 2 off Mulder that I have to buy cards, and 1 off Box. So I'm going to go up 3. And I'm going to draw 2 using Mulder's, and then I'll pass it over to you to buy and sell.
Okay. Let's see here. Not much that I want to sell. Two cards. First is Decoy for 1 and Semi-Jacketed Hollow Points for 2.
Just like you planned it out for that Hollow Points.
So that adds 3. That gives me 8. And I'm going to stay with that. I'll turn it back to you, sir.
Okay, so we're going to healing, no healing, requisition. Yeah, so weirdly, I think I'm gonna pay 2 to requisition an electron emission microscope. Give someone access to the field office crime lab, which I know is an excellent thing for us, and then adds 1 to the agent's medical skill, and I'll put that on Kasdan. So she'll have 2 medical now. And then I'll play Hard Evidence.
Oh, nice.
So net 3 resource off that. Oops. And that's it for requisition deployment. Really nothing to be gained by leaving anyone back, so they'll all go to the field. And for case assignment, actually I might as well use one of Mulder's tokens. And I'll play the Olympic National Forest in your state, Washington.
Washington. It's just just 20 minutes down the road.
Excellent. Well, you're about to be visited by Agent Mulder and company. So I'll pass it over to you to play any bluffs.
And refresh my memory. What's the prerequisite?
My apologies. It is a evidence collection for and result site.
Result site. Hey. Okay. No bluffs.
All right. So I will send the farm. And I'm currently sitting at evidence collection 5.
Oops. All right. Which agents are contributing evidence collection, just out of curiosity?
So it's Mulder, Box, and Kosif.
All right. I do have a adversary to play. It's Hunter in the Dark. The long-range combat round is skipped. This is activator, conspiracy, and result site. If we go straight to close combat, I have a close combat of 4 and a health of 5.
All right, so my close combat is 4.
Oh, and that costs 7. I'll take those down right now.
All right, so I got enough close combat to kill it. We're going to have 7 over here. But, okay, so deals 4 damage?
4 damage, yeah. I think Mulder is 5, isn't he?
He is. He is. Mulder's 5, Kosif is 3, Box is 4.
All right, can I select Box as my target then?
I don't see why you couldn't. So he's going to be heading to the hospital with 4 damage tokens on him. Unless I have something crazy to play here. Nope. All right. And I'm going to fail that site. As an effective use of adversaries. I'm going to get beat up this game, I think. So that'll end my turn. I have 7 cards.
Okay, I have 4, so no discard.
All right.
I will start my turn and draw my free card here. All right, let's go right to Res. Colton gives me 2. Scott Blevins is in the bureau, so he gives me 2 as well. Agent Lamanna is 1, and Skinner, because he's in the bureau, gives me 3. So let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not a bad way to start.
No, not at all.
And of those 8, I'm going to purchase 3. Takes me down to 10, and I turn to you to sell and buy for conspiracy.
All right, so I'm going to sell Mayhem Propulsion for 2. I'm going to sell Maggie Holdy for 1. And that's it. So I'm going to go up 3 and I'll use that to draw 2. Back to you, my friend.
All right, healing phase. Oh, you know what? I was joking about that rule book, but I'm always referring back to it just to make sure I keep my turn legal here. Healing, no one's been hurt, so there's no healing. Requisition, I'm not going to requisition anything at this time. Deployment, I'm going to move everyone to the field. And for case assignment, bit of a toss up here. So we're gonna go to Icy Cape, Alaska. That is evidence collection 4+ and a result question. I turn to you for any bluffs.
I actually have to read these cards now. Yeah. I'm gonna put 1 bluff on that.
Okay. I'm gonna move all 4 agents to the site.
For sure.
Let's see that bluff, sir.
It is Claude Peterson, who could reduce in criminal investigation, subterfuge, or computer skill check, but alas, it's an evidence collection skill check. True bluff. Well, not a true bluff, a legitimate bluff, but not one that's useful.
Okay. Anything else you want to play before I begin my investigation?
Nope, I think you're going to get this one off, my friend. That's a result site, right?
It is result evidence collection, just for the sake of keeping it on the straight and narrow. Skinner has 2. Lamanna has 1. That makes 3. Blevins has 1 for 4. And the site check was 4+. So I definitely get that. And I will ask my result question. Is your result, let's get this one out of the way. Is your result death?
It is not.
It is not. Shoot. I was hoping for a lucky guess there.
I've had enough of those. Thank you very much. Didn't you tag me with your first guess last game?
Was it the first one?
First or second?
I think I got your affiliation.
Yeah.
You were alien, and I got that right off the bat.
That's right.
Sometimes it pays to go alphabetical.
Yeah. All right. I have 6 cards.
I should be using Joost's site here. I have exactly 7, so no discard. I turn to you to start your investigation.
All right, so I will draw. We'll do res. No res for Box. He's in the hospital, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I get 2 from Kasdan and Kosef, and then I'll use Mulder's 2 to draw 2 cards, and I'll pass it over to you.
All right. Just very quickly review these here. Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to sell 2. Autopsy for 2 and expert briefing for 2. So that'll give me 4. 5 total. And You know, I'm going to buy one. Let's see what it is. Okay. Back to you, sir.
All right. Healing. Box is health 4, so he's going to heal 2. And he can leave the hospital now, can't he?
I believe, yeah, because his health is 4+.
Yeah. All right. I don't have any requisition. Go to deployment. We'll bring him back to the field. And then...
Oh, Stephen is correcting us. He says nope.
No. Am I reading that? If they have... What is it? He's got to have...
He
3.
can't leave until he has a minimum of 3 health.
Yep. That's right. Okay. So he's going to stay there, and then that actually... That Rogers me pretty good. Okay. So I actually can't do anything here. So I have 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards in hand. I'll discard crop circles and road trip. End my turn.
All right. I have 6, so no discard from me. Thank you for that clarification, Stephen. Appreciate that.
I would have gone and sent Box out there, and he wasn't nearly ready, was he?
No. But I appreciate his tenacity, wanting to get right back on the job.
Well, Agent Malda, you know. That's the Donnie Faster Irresistible episode, isn't it?
I will take your word for it.
I'm pretty sure. Where does it list the episode on here? Does it not list the episode for agents? Oh, there it is. Look at this. The tiniest little print. Oh my gosh. Irresistible. Yeah.
Yeah, this was definitely made for the youngins. Let's see here. You did all your selling and buying, right?
I've done nothing.
Okay, hold on a second, because I didn't do my res or anything. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to buy...
They're all in the field, right?
They're all in the field, yes.
Okay.
And I will turn to you to sell and buy.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to sell Taped Intelligence for 4. And
oh, Steven says Box is in outpatient right now. Leaving early would be AMA, against medical advice.
Let's see. And I'll just draw 1. All right, back to you.
All right. Move to healing, and no one needs to be healed. And requisition phase. I will not be requisitioning anything. We'll go to deployment. Everyone's in the field. I'm going to keep them there, which goes to case assignment, site card played. We're going to beautiful Newark, New Jersey. This is evidence collection 4+ and a method question. This is I say beautiful Newark, New Jersey, because isn't this the sewage treatment plant that they go to for the host?
That is, yeah. What
And
is it again? Evidence
it is
collection and
evidence collection 4+ and method.
okay. And we're going to throw down one bluff on there.
One bluff. All right. I am moving all 4 agents to the site. I don't have anything to stop that bluff from being uncovered.
All right.
So
So
let's go right to it.
what is your existing evidence collection?
Evidence collection 4+. I have Skinner with 2, Lamanna with 1, Scott Blevins with 1, and that's it. So I've got 4 exactly.
Okay. So we'll flip my bluff, and it is Holzman DSA, who can subtract from your evidence collection skill, depending on the amount I pay. So if I pay 1, it goes down 1. If I pay 3, it goes down 2. If I pay 5, it goes down 3. And if I pay 9, it goes down all 4, David.
Wow.
But I don't think I need all 4. I think I'll just pay 3 to have it subtract 2. Because you have 4 right now, correct?
That is correct. Yep.
Yep. So I will pay the 3 to give it a -2. Unless, Steven, you can correct me, but I don't think I get. So I played this as a legitimate bluff. Do I get like 1 credited to me already right off the bat? Because usually bluffs cost 1 less for this, or how does that work? Or if it's X, it just doesn't matter.
I think if it's, he says yes, Nathan.
Well, I asked both. Yes to which one?
Yes, which answer?
So it gets an automatic +1, or
1 less for playing face down.
oh. All right, you know
So
what?
you're going to pay 3, so you only pay 2.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was just debating if I want to go the full -3, but I'll take my chances, and so I'll pay the 2 then to give you the -2.
I don't know. You're pretty lead on that conspiracy. You sure you don't want to move it down just 1?
I feel safe at 2, so
All right.
we'll see if you got a witness or some other shenanigans.
I've got nothing to stop that, unfortunately. You have thwarted my investigation, you meddling kids.
Beautiful.
All right.
And I have 6.
Yeah, moving to debriefing. I've got 7, so no discard. I will turn to you to start your investigation.
Okay, so I will draw my freebie. Generate res, which is going to be 2. And then I will use Mulder's 2 just for the card draw. And let's see. I'll pass it over to you.
All right. I am going to sell 2 cards, Wiretap for 2, and the Mayhem Propulsion site is Computer 4+. So I'm not going to spend any more time on that. 4, and I like where I'm at.
Okay. So we will go to healing. I'll take 2 off box, and he's all healthy now. No requisition. Deployment will get him back out in the field. And for case assignment, let's do Use one of Mulder's tokens to play the sea off till Descan, Norway. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is going to be a observation 4+ and result site.
Very good, very good. No bluffs.
No bluffs, eh? All right, we'll send everybody on this observation quest. So again, observation 4+ result. My observation is 1, 2, 3. My observation is 4.
Oh, Stephen is suggesting that you use Kossoff's
Yeah,
token to the thing.
I thought about it, but it doesn't. Well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't regenerate.
Hers does, yeah, but I'm still paying 1 for the thing anyway. So Mulder saves me a point. It's fine. I'm not in any kind of resource crunch, and I don't anticipate being there. So,
I'm sorry, you said it's observation, correct?
yeah, observation and result. I'm currently sitting at 4. Site prereq is 4.
Which agents are contributing?
Oh God, here we go. Box is contributing 1. Mulder's contributing 2. Kasdan is contributing 1.
Okay. I'm going to play Darkness Falls for 6. Let's see here. Unless a healing card is played immediately and the card results in 1 point being healed, move the agent to the hospital. The agent must stay in the hospital for the next turn. Yeah, it'll be Mulder.
It'll be Mulder.
Unless you have anything to.
I don't suppose that's a keyword abduction card by any chance, is it?
No. Keywords are adversary, primordial, and creature.
Darn it.
Activators are conspiracy and result site.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that's going to help me out with that business. So. Yep. Okay. So Mulder goes to the hospital. He does not take damage, right? But he's got to stay there all next turn.
Let's see. Unless a healing card is played immediately and the card results in 1 point being healed, move the agent to the hospital. The agent must stay in the hospital for the next turn. Yeah.
Okay. Kossoff, why don't you have any observation? Okay, sounds good. I'll just put the little, here, I'll put this yellow token on him to remind myself that he's stuck there. Okay, so we're looking at observation 2, which is not going to cut it. Goes away. I'll have to discard a card. Let's see. I'll discard expert briefing. And pass it over to you.
All right, I have 4 cards, so no discard there. I will start my investigation by drawing a free card. Generating res. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. 19 res. I'm going to buy 4.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I will turn to you to sell and buy for conspiracy.
Sure. So I'm going to sell running gun battle for 3. And I'll just draw 1 card. Over to you.
All right. Just going to quickly review my guys here. All right. No healing and no requisition. So I'll move right to, and deployment. Everyone's in the field. They're going to stay there. And case assignments, we are going to Cumberland Prison in Virginia. This is subterfuge 4+ and affiliation question. I'll turn to you for any bluffs.
No bluffs.
No bluffs. All right. Let's do it. We'll go all in. This is subterfuge 4+. I've got Skinner with 3 and Blevins with 1. So I've got exactly 4 for the site.
All right. We're going to play Slithers in the Night, Adversary for 4. You said this is affiliation, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, so he has nothing for long range combat, close range 6, and health 6.
Ooh, that's a heavy hitter.
He is a occult creature pawn, if any of that matters.
Unfortunately, it does not. But the long range combat isn't skipped, right? It's just NA on your guy.
Right. So if you can take him out in long range combat, you'll be all right.
Got 2 heavy hitters here. I've got Colton with 2, Blevins with 1 for 3, Lamanna for 1. That makes 4, and Skinner has 2 for 6 exactly.
Uh-oh, David. I have a combat card.
Oh,
That's right. Take cover.
this is a history-making episode tonight. A combat card being played.
It is. So you can play this card on any combatant to decrease damage from 1 long-range combat source by 2 points. He survives. Hello, kitty.
Hello.
It's a fine-looking kitty butt.
Yeah, she loves to show off.
All right, so I will prevent Skinner's 2. And he's going to take 4 during the long-range combat round, correct?
You are correct, sir.
All right, we'll go to close-range combat. You're going to kill him, but not before he doles out 6.
Yikes.
And let me take a look at your agents here. So it's Skinner giving you 3, you said?
I'm sorry, your question again was?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out which agent to throw the 6 damage at.
Oh, okay. So contributing to the subterfuge are Skinner and Blevins. Skinner is bringing 3. Blevins brings 1. The other 2 agents aren't contributing. Skinner's health is 5. Blevins is 3.
So if I hit Blevins, he'll be in the hospital for quite some time.
We had a couple rounds.
Skinner 1 round less than that because he'll heal 2 next turn, 2 the turn after. So it takes him out for 1 turn. Yeah, I think I think I'm going to do Blevins.
Interesting choice. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I left you an opening. If you can scrounge up one, what was that evidence collection?
subterfuge, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a tough one to cough up. Hmm. Let's see here. I was thinking of maybe using Lamana's effect to look at your hand
Oh, yeah.
and possibly use something in there, but subterfuge is kind of a weird one. Hmm. Probably should have done it while we were still in combat. Yeah, I'll save that since I can only use it once per game. I don't see how it's really going to help me a whole lot right now. So I can only bring 3 subterfuge and I need 4. So I did not make that investigation.
Not a whole lot of question asking so far, which is kind of surprising.
No. We're in debriefing. I'm going to play a card real quick. Successful diagnosis. Play on a team in the hospital containing an injured agent. That agent heals 2 damage immediately.
Wow. Wow.
That costs me 2.
You
and
just
you'll
wrecked
heal
my
2.
strategy. Very well done.
And we're in debriefing. I have, Stephen wanted me to do that, Lamana. I'll take a mental picture of your hand right now. I want to know if I slipped up on that one or not. But I have 7 cards, so no discard.
Okay. And I have 5.
All right, then I will turn to you to start your investigation.
All right. So draw my freebie. Mulder is stuck in the hospital, so I'm going to generate 3 res off my agents in the field. And I'm going to draw, let's see, I'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, and pass it over to you.
All right. I'm going to sell Arecibo, Puerto Rico site for 1 and core training for 2. That gives me 3 conspiracy. Takes me to 5, and I'm not going to purchase any cards. I'll turn back to you.
Okay. Let's see, what do I want to do here? Okay. All right, so healing. Mulder is still in the hospital. Requisition deployment. I'm going to take that token off him because he can come out next turn. Case assignment. I'm going to use Kosov's token and pay 1 to play Steveston, Massachusetts. It is a behavioral 4+ and result site.
I'm sorry, you said result. What was the other keyword?
It's behavioral and result.
Okay. just one bluff.
All right. So I'll send the 3 of them there, and let's take a look.
It is car troubles.
Oh, so I have to pick 2?
Just for the reference for our viewers here who may not be familiar with the card, play on a team of 3 or more agents moving to the same site. The team may only send 2 agents to that site, owning player's choice. Any extra agents remain in the team, but may not contribute. Remain in the team, but may not contribute their skills to any checks this turn. In addition, playing this card will prevent the use of evasive maneuvers card by this team this turn.
Well, I don't have evasive maneuvers, but fortunately, Kazdan and Kosef are my 2 behavioral gurus, so I think Box is going to hang back and provide cover for them.
Shoot. Well, I paid 3, but it was upside down, so it should only cost me 2. So that takes me to 3. Unfortunately, I did not think that one through all the way. So I believe you can make your investigation.
Yeah, I've got 6 behavioral here. So it's a result question, which I think you've asked me is my result death, right?
That is correct.
So I'll go right back at you with the result death question.
My result death, it is not.
All righty. Shh, little puppy, Daddy's playing a game. All right. I feel a little better now that I got one side off. Hopefully now they start flowing. And let's see, I have 8 cards, so I'm going to need to pitch 1.
Okay. I have 4, so no discard from me.
Man, what do I want to get rid of here? This is hard. I think I'll discard Evidence Overlooked.
Okay.
Which is a good card, and I hate to pitch it, but you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, you know what? Since we're in deployment, this card is just taking up space, so I'm going to discard Reporters at the Crime Scene.
Sorry, we're in debriefing, you mean?
Yeah, what did I say?
Deployment. It was like, man, we moved ahead in the turn. Okay. And I've got 7 now, so we're all good. Back to you.
Back to me, indeed. I'll start my investigation by drawing my free turn. Interesting. I'll generate res, which is 2, 3, 4. Takes me up to 17. And I'm going to buy 5. Yeah. If that's any hint on how my hand looks right now. 3, 4, 5. Looks like I mistakenly included an X file in my deck. So I'm just going to toss that and I'll take another one there. All right. And now I'll turn to you for selling and buying for conspiracy.
I'm good.
No. All right. I didn't even have a chance to sort my cards here.
Congratulations on identical resource and conspiracy pools, David.
I'm sorry.
I said, congratulations. We have identical resource and conspiracy pools.
I should go buy a lottery ticket.
We're both a little shy in the conspiracy department.
Yeah, you're not kidding. All right, you turned it back to me, so we'll go to healing. We'll heal Scott Blevins, that last token there, and then requisition. I have no requisition. Deployment. I'm going to move Blevins back to the field here.
Yeah, that was a misfire on the Slithers in the Night. Thought it would take him out for a little longer.
Well, it did the job on the site question anyway.
It did. Very true.
Case assignment. We're going to make sure we're actually going here. Yes. Mattawa, Washington. That is a bureaucracy 4 and a result question. I turn to you for any bluffs.
So that team has like 10 bureaucracy, right?
I wouldn't go that far, but let's see. Colton has 1. Lamana has 2, so that's 3. Skinner has 4, makes 7. And Blevins has 3, 10. Yep. Not bad.
Yeah, I'll throw down 1 bluff on there.
1 bluff. Indeed. Well, no surprise. I'm going to bring all agents to the site.
Yep.
Let's resolve that bluff.
So this would be nice. It is cigarette butts, but you have so much bureaucracy there that it really doesn't matter. So not going to pay anything for that.
Okay. Then
hoping I could con you into sending a fewer contingent, but no dice.
If only but for a car troubles card.
Yeah. So
bureaucracy. Yeah, bureaucracy 4. I have 10. This is a result question. So we're going to say, is your result psychological or psychological, whatever the rest of it is? Physiological. I'm sorry, physiological.
Oh, okay. No, it is not.
It is not physiological.
And I am doing 6 cards in my hand for cleanup.
All right. I think I have a little more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I am going to discard. I had one that I thought wasn't going to help me here, but I like them all. I'm going to discard Living Machine. I don't think a computer site is going to come up. So that takes me to 7. I turn to you, sir.
All right. So I will draw. I'm going to get 3 res. Mulder is still in the hospital, so he's a no dice. And I will Let's draw 3. Well, I took it down 2 so far. Do I want to do... yeah. Yeah, we'll do 3. 2, 3. And pass it over to you.
All right. I'm going to sell the electron emission microscope. Lose my permission to use the field office crime lab there.
Bummer.
That gives me 2, takes me to 5. Oh, what the heck? Let's just buy.
Relentless pursuit, relentless pursuit, relentless pursuit.
Oh, very nice.
I'll pay the 1.
All right, I took my 1 point off, so you got me.
Yeah. It's so rare that you're buying conspiracy cards these days. I had to jump on it.
Steven wants to know what your shirt says.
Oh, this is Milwaukee Bucks for the culture. Bucks and 6. Bucks and 6 is kind of the catchphrase. There was I'll not belabor the point, but there was a game many years ago where we were going to get crushed. We were going to get crushed against our opponent in the playoffs, but one of our players said, "I think we're going to win it in 6." And so it's become just and we did get crushed, but it's become sort of this mantra for Bucks fans now. Bucks in 6, and we won the championship in 2021 in 6 games. So there you go. Now you know your Bucks history. So we're in the healing phase, requisition, deployment. We're finally going to get Mulder back. Hooray. Oh, Kosef gets her token back. And we'll go to case assignment. I think we're going to, since you just pitched your computer adversary, I'll use box token to pay for or Encibo, which is a Alien Investigation 5, Computer 5. Affiliation or method question.
One bluff.
All right. So everybody's going to go. And I'll use Alien Investigation, which I currently have 7.
All right. A true, well, it's a bluff card, but I'm not going to play it.
Sounds good. So I'm sitting pretty on this unless you've got some shenanigans.
No shenanigans. Which question is it going to be?
So I get an affiliation or method. I think I'll do, is your affiliation government?
It is.
Wow. Okay.
There you go. There's the breakthrough you were looking for.
Now we're cooking. Okay. I'll just take care of that during your turn. And then during debriefing, I have 8 cards. Got to pitch 1. And I think it's going to be, oh man, I hate to get rid of that. I think it's going to be No Place is Safe.
Ooh.
Yeah, it hurts. All right, over to you.
All right, I'll start my investigation with free card.
You had 7, right? Yeah.
And no, I only have 5, so no discard.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll generate res. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to buy I'm going to buy 5. Incredible.
Almighty stack of cards. All right.
Before we go any further, I'm going to very quickly play hard evidence
Sure.
for 2 to gain 5 back. So I'll net 3. And I turn to you to sell and buy.
All right. So I'm going to sell 3 cards. I'm going to sell 2 in-service trainings and a government car for a total of 6. And out of that, I will buy 1 and send it over to you.
All right. No one is injured, so no healing, no requisition at this time. Deployment, everyone's going to stay in the field. Case assignment, I don't have any sites. So I've got no investigation. Unless you have anything you want to play, we'll go to debriefing, and I've got some thinking to do about discarding.
So are all of those agents still part of the same team?
I believe, yes, that would be the case. Going to send someone to the Bureau?
No, I'm gonna play the government-sanctioned pheromone experiments. So this will force you to make, and I'll pay for this. Take me to 0. Science is 4 plus skill check. If you fail, you may. I can choose an opposing agent on the team to enter combat with any other agent on the team. Combat will last only 1 round, which I interpret to mean a long range and a close range. I think that's yeah. So, Frohickey?
Unfortunately, no.
All right, so then I think, let me take a look who we want to go dueling with each other. And I think it's going to be well, Lamanna and Blevins are both 1 long range, 1 close range, right?
You are correct. Well,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we're going to do Colton and Skinner are the 2 agents.
Agent Colton versus
Agent Skinner.
Assistant Director Walter Skinner, ring the bell and start it up. For long range, Colton has 2 and Skinner has 2. No combat cards to negate that, so I'll go 2 and 2.
Oh, that's right. I could play combat cards, couldn't I? No conspiracy. It's all good.
And then for for close range, Colton does 2 and Skinner does 3. So that's more than enough to send Colton to the hospital.
You really got to watch for those pheromone experiments.
Yeah, you know those contrails from planes.
Kill him now. Colton saw he was at the grocery store and he was getting messages.
How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I'm sitting on 4.
7, 8, 9. I've got 10. So let's see here. Oh, shoot. Gonna let Dr. Diamond go. You know what? Do you mind if I change my mind on that?
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'll take that back. Oof, Dark Forces align.
Yeah, it feels bad to get rid of those because they're just so good, but they're also so expensive.
You want to be sneaky with it, but
well, I think you and I are both kind of in the same predicament here, where we just don't have enough conspiracy to chain reaction, dark forces align, and an adversary together.
I'm going to get rid of Harry Coakley and hazardous sample. That'll get me down to 7.
Okay. So I'll draw my freebie, generate res. We finally get Mulder's 2 back. So I'm going to go up 3 and let's see. I'll draw an extra. I'll draw an extra 2 cards on top of Mulder's. So 4 total. Box is going to get his token back, and I'll pass it over to you.
All right. I'm going to sell expedite request for resources for 1, Dr. Diamond for 3, and the gas chromatograph for 2, for a total of 6 conspiracy. Takes me up to 10. And then let's see. Let's play this just for fun. Going to play Government Mind Wipe Serum. Force an opponent to discard all cards in their hand that contain the keyword alien investigation or bureaucracy. That costs me 3.
Oh, that's brutal. Alien investigation and bureaucracy. All right, well, you're going to clear out 2 sites from me. That hurts. Alien investigation, bureaucracy. Yeah, you're gonna get those 2. That's it. But still, they were part of my grand plan for this turn. So
anytime I can get rid of sites,
yeah.
I'll consider that a win.
Yeah, you dinged me pretty good on that. Dang. Well, now I got to rethink this all here. That was very timely, David, because I was going for 2 sites this turn. Now I'm not even sure I can get one off. Ouch. All right, so I think we're doing healing, requisition, deployment are all good. We're going to case assignment. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do here in a second. I think I'll use Mulder's last token to play the Olympic National Forest again. So this is going to be an evidence collection 4 and result question.
No bluffs.
All right, and we'll send the farm. So I'm currently at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my evidence collection.
And which agents are contributing?
Hate it when you ask that question. It's 2 for Mulder, 2 for Box, 1 for Kosev.
Okay.
Which, if I'm reading the tea leaves right, I think that means I'm not going to be completing this.
Well, we'll see what happens here. I'm going to play Suppressed Fury.
Oh man!
This costs 5. Takes you down to 2. Regardless of how much damage is done to this creature in the long-range combat round, it will attack in the close-range combat round. If its health has been exceeded, it is removed at the end of the CRC. The keywords here are adversary, primordial, and creature. Activators are conspiracy and result. My long range is not applicable. So I've got no long range.
Yeah, well, I think it doesn't matter because he's going to get 1 close range off, but I'm going to deal 2, 3, 4. I'm going to deal 7 to him in long range. How much health does he have?
9.
Oh God! So we're going to basically get through 1 close range combat round.
Yes.
All right. So what's his close range?
My close range is 2.
Oh, so he's not going to take anybody out unless you got a combat card.
I don't have a combat card.
All right. So pick an agent to deal 2 damage to.
How much does Kosev have?
She has 3 health. Kasdan and Box have 4. Mulder's 5.
Got some heavy hitters there. I expected a lot more from a health of 9 on this adversary here.
Yeah. It doesn't say long range is skipped, right? So you play long range.
No. I just don't have any damage in there. And if you had 9 and exceeded my health, I would have gotten at least 1 close range before being discarded.
Gotcha.
So let's do it to Mulder. Why not? It'll who knows, maybe it'll pay off.
Okay. And this is going to be a result question then. And it looks like I'm pretty even up in a few of these. So I'll ask, is your result insanity?
It is not.
Okay. All right. And that'll end my turn. And I think I got 5 cards.
I have 2, so no discard.
6 cards.
Stephen points out without a combat card, suppressed fury isn't gonna get an agent out with only 2 CRC. Yeah, I figured that 9 health was gonna get me somewhere, but did not. It was expended very quickly with your full team of agents there.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be good if you're on a split team or something.
Yeah. Or if, like you both were saying, if I had a combat card to extend it a little bit. I have 2, so no discard. Anything else before we go to investigation? My investigation?
No, sir.
All right, I'll draw my free card. Generate res 1, 1, and 1, so 3. And I'm going to buy 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'll turn to you to sell and buy.
I'm going to keep what I got. So, I got nothing to stop you. 0 conspiracy points.
All right. Well, I do want to at least move to the healing phase and take 1 off of Colton there. And then deployment, everyone's going to stay where they are at. Case assignment, we're going to go to, let's see. Yeah, Franklin, Pennsylvania. This is criminal investigation 4+ and a method question.
If you've got the 4+, you get your question.
Okay, well, I'll move all agents there. For criminal investigation, Lamanna has 1, Blevins has 1, and Skinner has 3. So I've got 5.
Ask away.
Method. Is your method possession?
It is not.
All right. So we'll move to debriefing. 2, 4, 5, 6. Oh, exactly 7. So I'm going to stay where I'm at.
All right. So I'll draw my freebie. Do res. I'll get 3 from my intrepid team plus Mulder's 2, and I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw an additional 2. So 4 total. Oops, I'm dropping cards all over the place. Give me 1 second.
What's going on over there?
Giving you a nice preview of my hand there too, I see. Whoops.
Well, Skinner isn't in the hospital. He doesn't heal. Is that correct?
Right. He doesn't need to go there until I figure out a way to ping him for 1 damage.
Are you
right.
still?
I drew my cards, so actually you can go ahead and buy and sell.
Okay, I'm going to sell 4 cards. Marshall Tapia for 1, Decoy for 1, Buyers for 1, and then Hidden Grave for 2. That makes 5 conspiracy. 5. And I have officially gotten through half of my deck.
Very well done.
So let's see here. I'm going to buy 3. Right, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Back to you, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna do. Let's see. No healing, no requisition. Case assignment. I think we're gonna. We're gonna do Browning, which I'm gonna use. It's an occult investigation and motive site. I'm going to use box 1 token and pay 1 for that. And all right, I'll pass it over to you to do bluffs.
Well, I'm sorry, the site again. What's the.
Yeah, it's Browning. It's occult investigation 4 and motive.
Okay, I have 1 bluff.
All right, let's send everybody. My occult investigation is currently 5, I think. Yeah, 3 from Mulder, 2 from Kosov. Again, Mo Box, no occult investigation on the Irresistible episode, but okay. So, your bluff.
My bluff is a true bluff.
Okay.
I'm just put Plague of Locusts down, and I'll spare you some time here. I have nothing to stop your investigation, so go ahead and ask away.
All right. Well, I'm going to play fingernail scrapings, so they'll make a evidence collection 4+ skill check. And if they do that, they gain a +1 to a site skill check. This is a resource card. So they'll pass, and I'll keep that in reserve. Evidence collection is what, 6 or something? 5. So, and okay, so we've got a motive question coming here. Looks like I've got 2 knowledge. So is your motive knowledge?
It is not.
Okay. I'm not going to take a crack at your X file yet. I got you down to what, 4? Oh, I got you down to 3.
Come on, do it.
Have you asked me any motive questions?
I don't think so. No, mine's all been method and result.
All right, let's go for it.
All right.
Is your X file oh man. Hold on, let me check my hand before I do this. Yeah, okay, I'm feeling okay about it. Is your X file Dwayne Barry?
It is not.
Oh, all right. Ask your motive question, my friend.
Is your motive security?
No, it is not.
It is not.
And let's see. I have to discard some cards here.
Hmm.
So I'm going to discard Detective Tony Fiore. And I'm going to discard X-Files Research. That'll put me at 7.
Okay. I only have 5, so no discard.
All right.
Back to me for investigation.
Yes, sir.
All right. I will start by drawing my free card. Generate res. Got 3. 3 takes me up to 16. I'm going to buy 5.
Yeah, that's why I discarded Tony Fiore. he's just not effective when you've got a 15 card hand, you know.
Right. All right. I will turn to you to sell and buy conspiracy.
Yeah, so I'm going to discard 2 cards, Symbol of Faith and X-Files Research for 5. And no draws for me. Let's stay on 5 cards.
All right. All right, well, let's get this party started.
Love it.
Healing. I'm going to take 1 more off of Colton.
You're almost there, little buddy.
Come on, stay with me, buddy. Stay with me. No requisition and no deployment. So we'll go right to case assignment. We're going to go to University of Maryland in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Criminal Investigation 4+ and another result question.
Wah, wah, wah. I got 1 bluff for that bad boy.
Okay. All 3 are going. Let's see that bluff there, Sheriff.
All right, this bluff could be hazardous. This bluff is
Indeed.
poisonous gases, and I'll pay 2 for it. Force an opposing team to make a Sciences 4 skill check. If they fail, each agent takes 1 point of damage, unless they have the gas chromatograph attached to them.
Well, we all know I can't do sciences.
All right, so oh man, feeling a little gassy in here.
Especially for Skinner, that's gonna take him up to 5, and he's gonna have to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
He needed to go there anyway, but
unless the keywords are phenomena and primordial, so
no,
got something crazy.
I've read these cards twice and I got nothing here.
All righty. So I don't know if that still leaves you with, what was that, criminal investigation?
Criminal investigation 4, but that only gives me 2, so I'm not even close.
I didn't add it. I just really wanted to send Skinner to the hospital.
Just had to finish that you pull on that thread there.
Finish him. Skinner's a tough guy. He can withstand a lot of things, but poisonous alien blood, I don't know.
Not many people can handle that.
Yeah. It's actually weird that the card is from the Erlenmeyer flask. It's alien blood, and yet it is a primordial keyword. I don't know about that, guys. I think that should have had an alien or alien investigation keyword on it. But that's just me.
Oh, Lamana's token. Well, it's too
Oh,
late now.
does he still have it on him? Oh yeah, I guess you
Um,
didn't use that yet, did you?
I haven't used it, no, once per game when Agent Lamana is part of a team investigating a site.
Who
Oh,
is,
yeah. I could've-
is Steven feeding you that? Is that coming
Yeah.
from him? He's got his
No, I
thumb
don't know
on
what
this
you're
channel.
talking about. He just wants to see a good game.
He did try to help me with the Kosov token before, so
I have 10, so I need to discard 3. Mhm. Okay, I'll discard equipment malfunction, trap, and no way out.
all right. So I've got you
And
down to
just
2 X files here. I know your result is manipulation. And all right, we'll see if I can get one off here. So I'll draw. I'm gonna generate 3 res off these guys. Mulder's 2, and I'm gonna draw. I think I'll draw 4 cards on top of that. So 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see what we can do here. I don't have any healing. I don't have any requisition.
it's my turn to sell and buy, right?
Oh yeah. Right. Sorry about that.
Okay, I've got hard punch, take cover, core training, and the Mahon Propulsion Laboratory. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, little buddy. 7. Okay. And I'm going to buy 5. And back to you, sir.
All right. So no requisition or healing. I'm going to throw down a site. Nope, Box gets his token back. And I'm going to pay 1 to play Minneapolis, Maryland. So this is a medical or criminal investigation and method or result question.
I'm sorry. The prerequisite again?
Medical or criminal investigation. Method or result are the characteristics.
Two bluffs.
All right, we are going broke, everybody. So criminal investigation is what it's going to be, and I have 5, 6 currently.
Criminal investigation, huh?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm positive.
Now you're positive. Okay. Well, the first one is the overcoat man, and I would have changed your medical, but you're not doing that. So I'm not going to pay for that.
I don't quite have the 5 I needed for that. I have 3.
I am going to play this one out. Hazardous sample costs 4, but it was played upside down, so it's 3, 2, 3, and it is force the investigating player to discard all keyword evidence collection cards from his hand. Ooh. I'll just take a stab in the dark here.
Well, I don't have any, I think.
Sure you do. Come on. Look again.
I am. I'm double checking for you. Nope. You hit nothing there.
Ah.
So,
all right. Well,
I think this is game.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to stop you, so go ahead.
So this will be a method question. Is your method subterfuge?
It is not.
All right, then. I believe your X file is the cigarette smoking man.
Your personal favorite, the cigarette smoking man.
Love him. Beautiful.
All right, let's bring in, well, there's nobody to bring in, I guess.
Steven checked out, huh?
Well, Steven's in the comments.
Oh.
He's watching, but there's nobody in the studio to join us for a live conversation.
Ah, gotcha.
But hopefully...
What's oh, I see you adding some of the comments here. Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to.
That was accident. So yeah, I'll give you my thoughts on this. I think I don't know how many sites you had in your deck, but I think I wound up with like 17, and I feel like that was more than enough, even though I couldn't play a couple of them, and I actually wound up with just 1 extra site in my hand. But there were a few turns where my hand was stacked with sites, but they're such a valuable commodity in sealed deck play that I didn't want to discard them, so they just kind of sit there until I could use them. And the way this game goes, it's not, unless you're remarkably lucky, you're not investigating 2 sites a turn. I would have been able to with the alien investigation because Mulder has 4, but otherwise you're usually sending at least 2 agents. So it's really hard to pull off 2 sites. So yeah, I was pretty impressed by the fact that we were able to stymie each other reasonably well on our investigations.
Yeah, I thought for a sealed deck game, it was pretty much had all the fundamentals, and we had lots of combat and successful and unsuccessful sites. I think it's a great example of someone who's maybe not familiar with the game would want to watch this one. We didn't need to go to the judges too often. I say a great game. And I don't know how to get rid of that comment, so if somebody knows, help me out. It's there was a question, Guillaume and I'm sorry, Guillaume and Stephen are both congratulating you on a well-played game. And the question came up, how many X-Files did I have remaining on the checklist? Now, I felt like I had knocked out a lot.
I thought you did too.
I still had 12.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I still had a long road to go, but any more method or result questions would have narrowed it down pretty quickly.
Do you want to take a crack at one of the 12?
I would ask if you will tell me, was it a random choice or did you have a method to your madness?
It was random within the confines of the X-Files that was in my starter. So not entirely random, but no, I didn't have a rhyme or reason to why I picked this one.
Then I'll just throw out a guess. Howard Graves, the poltergeist.
It was Sheriff Tom Aarons, the cannibal.
Oh, sure.
Which I actually just really want to go watch this episode right now. Here's a great Mulder quote. Many religions believe that the reward for eating human flesh is eternal life. All right. We'll leave you with that on this fine Saturday evening.
Sure. With that, we're signing off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hungry. Stephen wants to point out, let's see, Nathan, you were really struggling with CP in the latter half, so kudos on thwarting David with relatively few and inexpensive cards.
Yeah, I was. There's not really anything in this deck. Like, I think the thing that cost the most that I sold was early in the game, the Taped Intelligence, which is worth 4. But other than that, I was forced to discard a lot of 2-cost cards, which means, I was relying a lot on the bluffs, and I was able to over several turns accumulate the 8 I needed for the pheromone experiments, which was a pretty big get for me, to deal 4 damage to Skinner and take Colton out for a while.
Yep.
So yeah, my gambit with Slithers in the Night and Blevins didn't really pay off because of the successful diagnosis. But I will say that's one thing that I did like a lot about this is like cards like Poisonous Gases, the Pheromone Experiments card. What's the I did play a combat card, didn't I? And that had a big impact on the Slithers in the Night, I think. Yeah, Take Cover.
Mm-hmm.
These are cards that I don't think I've ever seen played in a constructed game. So this is one neat thing about using these decks. You're able to get some cards out there that normally don't see a lot of play, and they're actually a lot of fun. Like I loved throwing down the Poisonous Gases to take Skinner out. That felt so satisfying.
That was nice. That was exactly what you needed to take care of that.
Yeah. So that was one, a few cool moments in this game that I really enjoyed. And then at the end of the game, I mean, my hand was like those cards I drew at the end. They were all bluffs and adversaries. So nothing that's, to your point, nothing that's going to do me a lot of good when I'm sitting at 3 CP. I really needed some more resource cards to pitch, and they were few and far between, it seemed like. So
Steven's already looking forward to next week. He says, Nathan, 2 or 3 boosters next week. Should we be consistent in the number of TTIOT versus Premier boosters?
Yeah, I mean, if you have, I think 3 is the way to go if you're using Premier boosters, just because of the collation issues. You know, David, I felt kind of bad because you got kind of screwed out of like 7 cards that you could have used. You know what I mean? You're kind of already starting at a disadvantage given the number of X files in your pack. Meanwhile, I got all events, but granted, like a lot of them were the, you know, like the X files research where you have to remove an agent from play for a turn.
Right.
And I actually thought I put them all in the deck. I'm like, if there's ever a game where you're going to use these, it's this one, you know. And it was just like, no, you can't afford to take your agent out of play for a turn, you know, to get the one advantage. I mean, maybe you could have done it if you know, you really like, let's say you had a lot of like medical 5 and up and you're sitting with agents with 4 medical skill. You know, I could see doing it then if you can get a +1 medical and make your sight checks easier, but as a general rule, you're not using those training cards really.
No, I haven't had a situation where it was beneficial to take someone out to get like a +1 on something.
Right.
I'd rather just take care of that with witnesses.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And not for the least reason, I'm sure that the witnesses usually are going to get you, you know, at least 3, maybe
Mhm.
4 if you've got a really good one that you can pitch for conspiracy points if you need to, but the training cards are only 2. And I can tell you from personal experience in this game, it's a very slow slog with 2 RP cards to get to like the threshold of 7, 8, 9 that you need for a lot of the really good conspiracy cards. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, Stephen, too bad you didn't join us here in the studio, but it's not too late. It says we need to make more abduction cards to make Kasdan a more worthwhile agent. Something to think about in your season 1, 2, 3 revisited.
That is at the top of the list. I could show you my little thinking cap sheet that I did. But yeah, it's
Got some
gonna
brainstorming notes.
season 1, 2, 3, the revisited set is going to be, I think, abduction is going to be a main theme in that. You got a lot of great abduction episodes, Pilot, Conduit, even Dwayne Barry. So there's some really good abduction stuff that I think we can explore there, and kind of having an idea of what's in mind, we can do some keyword abductee shenanigans too on those cards. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it helps when we're all game planning together and coordinating, so we kind of know what's coming down the pipe. But yeah, so back to your original question, I think if we're doing premier boosters, we should definitely do 3 just to kind of help smooth that a little bit.
Okay, Stephen has replied. He says, I have 2 TTIOT boosters on hand, but I can crack open an unopened box of boosters. Do you care if I cherry pick? Kind of, yeah.
That's kind of a big deal. Which I'm still not exactly clear how to do it, but I don't know. So I don't know if I have a pack with an ultra rare or not. But I'll tell you, if you wanted to just do like 2 truth boosters, that would be okay too, or 3 truth boosters, I'd be fine with that. If you want to save that premier box intact, I totally get that. So I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, maybe in the Discord throughout the week, you guys can come up with the parameters.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're talking sealed deck here. So David, any thoughts about how the game went? Things that you wish you had been able to do, or impressive plays that you liked?
Gosh, great question. I tip of my hat to you for the poisonous gas that took Skinner out. That was a great move. I really liked that.
That's fun.
Having that medical card there that healed 2 was fortuitous. I wish it was strategy, but it was just kind of chance that happened to be in there. But it worked out really well for me.
Yeah.
But I think overall,
not too many like huge upsets or dick cards or anything like that that swung it one way or the other. Yeah, I think this was a great by the numbers game, with a lot of great examples of gameplay and that sort of thing. I would encourage anyone. I don't know how I'll promote it that way, but um, a good one for people who are beginning the advanced game to watch and get a good idea of how it goes. It went pretty smoothly, I thought.
Yeah, let me ask, did you enjoy the absence of Frohickey and Langley?
At the time, no. I mean, you brought it up once.
With the pheromone experiments?
Yeah, and it would have come in handy, but it was kind of nice to sit back and know that wasn't out there, so you could feel a little more confident.
Yeah,
playing those kinds of cards. So yeah, it was kind of nice. Maybe that's a theme for a game. Is we can come up with a set of cards that everyone usually has, and take those off the card list. I don't know if that sounds like an idea or not.
yeah, I'm definitely in favor of like different formats. Like in Magic, for example, they have one called Pauper, which is you can only use commons in your deck.
Right, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that one would be a lot of fun. You get some of these cards that you don't see very much some play. Yeah, I mean, I can see how it would not be fun on your end to have the poisonous gas pheromone experiments combo. And yeah, you probably were wishing for a Frohickey there.
Well, I didn't like it, but I respected it. So.
That's good. That's good. For me, it was just kind of playing a site and just hoping that you didn't have an adversary that matched it. Because I knew that your deck was heavy on the adversaries. And then sometimes it was kind of relief to see you'd pitch 2 or 3 cards in your conspiracy phase, and I was just like, okay, is he going to sit on 7 or 8 conspiracy, and then I have to really worry about what I'm playing? It was a relief to see you buy some cards occasionally with your conspiracy pool.
Yeah, I was having kind of a tough time with sites toward the end. Fortunately, with some of those big buys, I would get at least one. This last one, I got 2 sites, so I was, that kept me afloat. But even with conspiracy, I had some good conspiracy cards, but they didn't fit for what was on the table at the time. So yeah, there were a couple times where I had to make some big buys and just kind of be fishing for something that was going to play.
Yeah,
it paid off. I had enough conspiracy to handle the things I had in my hand for the most part.
To your point, I thought that cards like Mosinger or let me see, cigarette butts was one. I thought they would be a little more effective. I did stymie one of yours with Holzman.
Yeah.
But I thought that these cards, because it does, each one of these does cover 3 different skill checks. So occult investigation, behavioral bureaucracy for cigarette butts. Those seem to me like automatic includes in the deck. But it's really, they're actually, when you get up there, let me find it. Cigarette butts. So yeah, when you get up there, to even get a -4 to the site check, it's going to cost you 9 CP. Which in a case for you like bureaucracy where your team had 10, it's just it's kind of a pointless card,
Yeah.
They just kind of wind up sitting in your hand, and you don't want to discard them because it's like, well, they may be useful, if
It could come in handy.
Yeah, but it's really tough to actually get them to match up on a site, and then to get them to match up on a site when you've got enough conspiracy points to actually make it matter, So those are cards that I thought would be more effective that actually probably weren't. But yeah, that's I think that pretty much covers my thoughts on the game. It was all around a pretty close game, and pretty well played, like you said.
Yeah, just like 2 more sites, and I think I would have had it down to where I would be comfortable guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a chance on a guess late in the game, but I think given where the list was at, it was probably a worthwhile gamble.
Hmm.
Just looking at what's coming up.
Yeah, I really was kind of probably going to be in a hard place. I had Minneapolis and Farmington in my hand, but they were alien investigation and computer and medical, all of which I am skunked on.
Yeah.
And then 2 cards down was Marion, Virginia, which is behavioral 4+. Another one where I got 1, so that would have been a stinker.
And I don't know about you, but I didn't get many witnesses. I think I got 4 or 5, maybe.
I didn't pay attention, but yeah, it's oh yeah. See, I would have had to dug deep before I got to this one where I could have done something. So who knows?
Yeah.
I probably would have had a couple of times.
Well, that's the problem with these two is, your sites. I fortunately, given my team and also the fact that my premier pack had 6 sites in it, I was able to do pretty good on being able to match sites with skills. But unfortunately, your team was really heavy in like 3 skills, I think. And
yeah, bureaucracy is a slam dunk, right? And
right.
then when my team is full, right, criminal investigation is big, and evidence collection is kind of out there. Is kind of a third.
So I have your team up on your site. So you have 10 in bureaucracy and 7 in criminal investigation, and that is where you top out. I mean, you have, for evidence collection and subterfuge, you only have 4, and so it's even if you have sites in your deck, they may be 5+. For evidence collection or subterfuge, you can only really count on 2 skills. Criminal investigation and bureaucracy for your sites, and if it's like you have 1 in alien investigation, 1 in behavioral, nothing in the CSI category, or I'm sorry, you have 3 for computer, but medical you have nothing, sciences you have 1, nothing in observation or occult investigation. I mean, it's really like the point I'm making here is even if you have witnesses or equipment that maybe can add 1 to those skills, it's not helping you really make a site check. So that deck, I would be very proud that I got as far as I did with that deck because it's very, very limited with that team of agents. And then
these sites I'm looking through, all of them would have been a turd because they're either behavioral or computer.
Yeah.
There's 1 evidence collection, but it would have taken me quite a few turns to get to it. Another behavioral, and then these 2 that I had in my hand that were worthless. I would have had a tough time closing out the game there. I would have had to kind of rely on you making a wrong identification guess and being able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think my phone camera cut out there, but that's okay. You've seen my cards. You know what I'm rolling with.
I do. Let's catch up because Steven's got a lot to say here. Holtzman is the only one of those particular bluffs that really covers the common skills. Paul Mossinger is the next decent one.
Right.
He says government mind swipe serum was my favorite play tonight. I would agree with that. That was perfectly timed. And
hold on, government mind wipe serum. What is that one? Oh, the pheromone experiment?
He's thinking pheromone experiment because I played the mind wipe serum and it didn't do anything. And then he says it's fortunate that Nathan pulled so many CP cards that required a computer 4+ skill check.
And sciences.
Yeah, that helped because I had a witness in there, but it was only a +1,
right?
So it wouldn't have given me anything.
Right. Like in terms of the decks, I think mine definitely had an advantage both because of the sites and because there was a lot of the CSI skill checks that you were lacking on your team.
Mhm.
You know, and there it's not, you know, that's, I'm not knocking you or anything. It's just the luck of the draw and playing sealed decks. You know.
Oh, it says the mind wipe forced Nathan to discard 2 sites.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Right, and that was effective. Yeah, that stopped me from getting off 2 sites that turn. So
Yeah, that would have been the end of it right there.
that's pretty
Probably.
solid. This deck was like heavy alien investigation. I think there were probably like a quarter of the sites, maybe a little less, that were alien investigation. So you had a pretty good shot of hitting those, and you did.
Right on. Well, I say we wrap it up, and the topic of next week has already come up. Another sealed deck game between you and Steven. Anyone who's watching now, I'm going to date the broadcast here. This is the 4th, so we're talking the March 11th of 2023, because this video is going to live on forever. So I have to be specific about the date there.
Much to your chagrin.
So yeah, if you liked this one and you were interested in how it played out, definitely tune in next week on March 11th, 2023, to see a couple of our premier players, Nathan and Steven. Always, as a burgeoning YouTuber, like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. You'll see a lot more content. You see the little ticker down at the bottom, talk about some other games I'm going to post up here as well. Eventually, not soon, but coming up. And so,
yeah, how are you? You'll have to show me how you're doing all that cool ticker stuff. We can save it for Discord, but I like your features here on your channel, David.
There's a couple of little tricks like that I'm kind of learning as I fumble through. Just kind of, what's this have for me, and what's this do? And next thing you know, I've got a ticker and a countdown clock and all this kind of cool stuff.
It's gonna start including the stock prices for MMXFILESCCG cards on it.
I may sneak something in like that, a little Easter egg in there, to see if anyone's actually reading it.
Yeah.
But let's see. Steven says, didn't get to see Lamanna's effect tonight. Hope David considers using it in a future game.
Oh, he's really salty that you didn't pop off that Lamanna effect.
Yeah. In hindsight's always 2020. And looking back, it would have been interesting just to play it out and see it happen. I don't know that I've seen anybody do that one.
I mean, really, it is inexcusable that you didn't use it.
I know. I'm once I turn off this broadcast, I'm going to just go home and scream into my pillow until I fall asleep. So
yeah,
or pass out,
or your wife murders you.
Or my wife finally comes out and yells at me to shut up.
Yeah.
Steven says, David, I ordered my own copy of WCW Full Impact. I did the same thing. So that's a game that you're going to see coming up with some interesting, I'll tease, there's some interesting history to that game, which is what led us to pull it out. That's not a theme that I would normally be attracted to, but the backstory is interesting. So when you see that one pop up, definitely check it out. You'll most likely see that on Alien Investigations channel first. That's Steven's channel. I've got that linked on my YouTube channels, as well as Nathan's, which is Chase the Dragon.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll say it one more time, Steven's channel, Alien Investigations. Alien Investigations, a great channel. Steven puts a lot of effort into his videos. There's a lot of great post-production there. He takes out a lot of the dead air, like me reading my cards for the 5th time and adjusting my glasses and all that kind of stuff. So it's real fun to watch. Nathan
You've got your site up, but we're waiting for content as of today. I think you've got some stuff in the works, but you're doing some post-production.
Yeah, there's about 4 things in the hopper right now. There's a game David and I played last week, I think. There's some unboxing, including some X-Files CCG unboxings there. So I think it's safe to say that the first couple videos will be up this week. So
great. And Stephen confirms that episode 15.5, the conclusion to our dream card, should be up on Monday. I know, right? He left it on a great cliffhanger with that Michael Bublé card there. And everyone's wondering what is my knowledge of his discography. Discography? Is that the word? Discography. So you'll have to check that out when it pops up and see if I was able to beat that challenge.
very cool. You did, I think, in one of your packs, one of your truth packs, pull the explosion card, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Which is a very cool card that was only in truth. That was one of the new cards to that set. So that is actually a cool pull.
I saw that card earlier this week when I was putting together my administrative assistant deck. I love to name my decks.
Got to have the theme.
I got to have that theme to make it interesting. And I thought of a way that I might be able to take advantage of that too. So it'll be kind of fun once we're done with all the sealed decks to get back into regular play and get that deck to stretch its legs. And in the meantime, I'm available not every day, but if Saturday doesn't work for you, you're out there and you want to play a game against me, just send me a message. We'll see if we can arrange a time. I'm always open to a game of the X-Files.
Very good.
Stephen, I leaked that name, administrative assistant deck, and now he's intrigued. Well, Stephen, perhaps we'll get a game in between now and Saturday when you play your sealed deck against Nathan.
You definitely need a Holly card in that. So maybe we need to circle back to her in a season 1, 2, 3 expansion if she's not already in one of the ones in development.
Holly card?
Yeah, Holly. She was, if you remember the episode Pusher. And
Pusher,
she's in a few other ones too, yeah, but she's sort of one of the helper agents from Mulder and Scully.
Yes, now because Pusher is one of my favorite episodes. I just rewatched it last week, and I'm hoping that in your seasons 1, 2, 3 revisited that we get some more Pusher, some Pusher cards out of that, because that's one of my favorite episodes. And now that you mention it, I do remember she got manipulated and started beating the crap out of Skinner. That was hilarious.
Yes.
I think there's a conspiracy card specific to Skinner about that.
For sure. Tell him to stop hurting me, Holly. That's a great scene. I love the Pusher pass too. It just says pass on it.
Yeah, just says pass on it. That's hilarious.
Brilliant stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely find a way to massage some of that into the season 1, 2, 3 revisited stuff. So
all right. Holly is an agent in season 5. He says.
Oh, she is. Okay.
We'll have to come up with a Holly specific event card or something like that. And maybe that will be the conspiracy event where she can defeat Skinner somehow.
Yeah.
Send him to the hospital or take a couple off there to match that shiner that she gave him in the next scene.
For sure.
Awesome. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. It's 11 o'clock here, which means it's crazy late for you guys. For everyone who was here tonight, Stephen, Guillaume, we had a third person in there. I'm not sure who it was, but thanks for joining us and watching. This episode will be up as soon as we get offline. So it's a good watch. Enjoy. Thank you very much, Nathan, my esteemed competitor there. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, my friend. It was a fun time. I appreciate you
Thank
having
you.
me on.
And you bet. We'll see everyone next week.
Adios.
Wrong computer. And